Hey everybody, Tom Barnes. Stories from the 78 today in the Logan Square neighborhood at Unity Park. Part of this walkie-talkie podcast series that has come out in the last few years. And that particular walkie-talkie series starts at this bench. And I have my friend here, Sean Fouch, who's going to explain this whole thing. How you doing, Sean?
I'm great. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing wonderful. So talk about this walkie-talkie podcast series that you have going on where people are encouraged to get out and explore Chicago neighborhoods. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. So Chicago Children's Theater started this program during the pandemic, and it encourages Chicago artists, local people to write the story of their favorite place in Chicago. So I'm the producer of this season, and I reached out to 12 of my favorite writers and creators in Chicago, and they decided on where they thought people in Chicago should come and revisit and get grounded in their city again. And my friend Lomai, who is a filmmaker, an artist, said my favorite place in Chicago is Unity Park. So he created Logan Learnin, which is a half-hour exploration, imagination, adventure in Unity Park. And it starts right there on that bench where Harper, a young girl, and her mom meet Lynn, who's a tree keeper, and Lynn teaches Harper how to use her imagination.
And you travel throughout this entire park, including the gazebo there behind you, and walk through the park, right?
Yeah, so Harper and Lynn and their mom take you to the gazebo, which is underwater adventure, and then they go over here to the map that has been painted on the ground, and that's in outer space. And that jungle gym, which is currently being used because everyone is always using that amazing jungle gym, is in an actual jungle. And then you take a little side trip to the Illinois Centennial Monument. You learn a little bit about the history of Logan Square, and you learn about the history of Unity Park as well.
Right. This park has gone through a few transformations over the years. This used to be, as somebody said, maybe a little rough and tumble neighborhood, and now this park, I mean, it's about a city block long, a city block lot size wide. I mean, it's just this beautiful little pocket park right here off of, what street are we off of? Kimball. That's right, yeah.
Yep. A little south of Kimball and Milwaukee.
In like the heart of Logan Square, and there's plenty other neighborhoods for people to check out. I mean, how many do you have out there about right now?
Right now we have, I believe it's 14 episodes, and we're going to have 19 by the end of the year. In fact, you can go down Kimball and Sacramento Avenue, and by the end of the year be able to do 4 walkie-talkies. Unity Park, Humboldt Park, Palmer Square, and we're going to have one coming out about the 606 in about a month as well.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And people want to find information about these walkie-talkies. What's the best way for them to find that?
Go to any of your favorite podcatchers, and Chicago Children's Theater has a channel on each of those. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any of those, you'll find us. And
specifically about Unity Park here, you have something coming up right before Halloween. Why don't you talk about that, because I think it's a lot of fun.
Oh, come on out to Pumpkin Fest. It's so fun. It's been going for 20 years in the park, and you're going to have a pumpkin patch, you're going to have face painting, Halloween-themed crafts, photo ops, a costume parade, and the Chicago Children's Theater is putting on one of their famous walkie-talkie dancey parties. So DJ Rica is going to be spinning from 12:30 to 1. Pumpkin Fest goes from 10 to 2. So come on out and bring your costume and dance your spookies out.
And one of the dancies that you just said, one of the originals was from Grant Park, and the EDM that has been synonymous with Grant Park with like Lollapalooza and stuff like that. That's kind of where that started and where it's kept on, or that's the starting point, I should say, yeah?
Yeah, one of our collaborators this season were the Q Brothers, this famous hip-hop Chicago group. They created our Grant Park walkie-talkie, which is EDM based, and they created a 20-minute piece that you listen to while walking through Grant Park and dancing your way through the center of Chicago.
And you also have a lot of other stuff happening, particularly in this park. The wrestling event that they have going on here, which I think is kind of where it takes place, is like right behind you.
Yeah, kind of like I'm almost kind of standing where their Lucha Libre event occurs. They do that every year too. Unity Park is just such.
I had no idea this park did all that stuff.
It's such a jewel. I think it's such an anchor for this neighborhood that they keep things a little tight about all these amazing things that they do for this neighborhood.
It's fantastic, and the event is the 29th of October, the Pumpkin Fest, and to look for all these walkie-talkie podcasts, again, one more time, where should they find them?
Yeah, come to chicagochildrenstheater.com, and you can also go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, anywhere Chicago Children's Theater has a channel.
Sean, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking time to talk with me this morning. It's always a fun time just to hang out in the park, talk about Chicago. I love it. Right here in one
sunny day right before Halloween.
I know, it never happens. So we're going to take this and run, especially this weekend. It's supposed to be in the 70s, so this will be fun.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's the story from the 78 here at Unity Park in Logan Square. TomBarnishChicago@gmail.com, or head over to the website. I had the thing made and all. storiesfromthe78.com. We'll see you guys later. Thanks.